So guys, today I'm in Walmart doing some grocery shopping. Down here in Florida, the Walmart is freaking huge. They got everything you need. They got a full grocery store basically, and anything and everything you need. So I'm out here trying to do my grocery shopping at Walmart because, you know, still trying to get by and not spend a lot of money. Plus Walmart has good deals. So I'm getting some breakfast stuff, some lunch stuff, some like soda and stuff, and just like walking around. But you know, I got screwed with the cart because it's the one with like the bum wheel that makes all the noise. So a little annoyed about that, but we'll get some groceries and then we're gonna bring them on back to the house and then we'll start the day. Away, and then we're gonna go to the shop and see what's going on for today. I know I got a small little project before Roberto gets there. I got to take some of the brake lines, or not the brake lines, the HKS lines and some of the power steering lines got to come off of the subframe so we can put the subframe back up in the car, and so we can make it a rolling shell again so that we can send it off to paint. And then when it gets back from that, then we'll start putting everything back on, or we'll dig in more into the motor. But hopefully by the time we get it back from paint, the motor will be all set and we can just put the motor back on the subframe and then put it back in the car, and that project will be done. So I'm gonna put all this away, like I said, and I'm gonna go to the shop.
I think if you take 3.6 million, you divide it by the 3, that's 1.2 each. That's 1.2, 1.2, 1.2.
Right.
So if each of us come up with 1.2 million, how many GTRs could we get?
But no, Jack needs to come up with 1.2 as well.
Okay, so Roberto, what are we doing here?
Okay, well, we had a really serious discussion, or we've had a really serious discussion this morning.
5 minutes ago.
You don't have to tell them that, but that's fine. Pretty much the secret to happiness is exactly $3.6 million. So
Right.
now our goal is to come up with a way to get to that
Well,
point.
he's made this great flow chart here.
So the issue is that happiness comes from money and GTRs.
Right.
But our situation is it's sad because we were fucking poor. So the solution is going to be $3.6 million.
To attain happiness,
Right.
which is where we have to.
Right.
That's what we're trying to get to.
to get to that. Right.
Right. Yeah,
Okay, and then how many people do we need to raise GTR money for?
Me.
me, you.
Yeah.
So
about like 4 or 5 people.
Right.
yeah, I mean, Brodnick will probably want one. You know, Jack will probably want one.
So we need to really
Couple realistically. But this is attainable, guys. If you set your mind to it,
I mean, I have one,
you can do it.
but I just want another one.
Well, but these are 34.
I have zero GTRs. Zero GTRs, guys. And they're complaining about having just one.
Well, you see, the thing is everyone document this is Marcus in the beginning of HP Logic with 0 GTRs. Let's see where he's at later.
Yeah, let's
If you don't get a GTR working here, then
Okay guys, today is a very exciting day. The motor finally came out on the white GTR a couple days ago. We finally separated the transmission, and today we did some we took some old parts off. So as you can see, this is just like a big mess, but it still makes power. All this still makes a lot of power. But now we went from this to truck turbo.
You gotta like as you're going up, you gotta add like cool like music to it. You know what I mean, like suspenseful music.
You try.
All right.
But we got this big old truck turbo on there now. Thing will probably never spool, but it's gonna be sick.
Yeah, it won't spool now. Eventually, we're gonna do a stroker on this, but for now, we're just throwing the turbo on and just kind of and strengthening up the motor a little bit. It's probably gonna make 500 horsepower at like 7,500 RPM, which is pretty useless, but it's gonna sound cool.
Yeah.
And then later on, when we do the stroker and get her to rev up a little higher and all this and that, then it'll be a more realistic setup. But for now, it's just cool.
But today we have HKS coming. So Carlos dropped off his car right over there, and then Jack has his 34 over there. And you want to talk about Carlos's car since I know nothing about it real quick?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Okay. So you're gonna walk over here.
Carlos Super's pretty cool. It was pretty much a stock car when you bought it about 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago.
And now
it's not a stock Supra
looks
anymore.
like this.
Now it looks
Just
like this.
money pit.
Yep. Yeah, this car actually had it was a stock car. He had put in just like a precision 62mm turbo at one point, and the car on the 85 dynoed and made like, I think it was like 540 or something like that, and he was happy with that. But one day he was just driving on the highway, and we didn't know this that day, but the oil filter failed on the car.
Gotcha.
The guts of the oil filter ended up coming out and clogging up the pump, and the whole engine lost oil pressure on the highway, knocking, going crazy. So we had to pull the motor out, took it apart, figured out what happened, rebuilt it, new everything, new pistons, new rods. We put cams in it, cam springs, just like your basic 2J. This is called a stock crank 2J build, which is you pretty much replace everything but the crankshaft.
And as you guys can tell, there's another
HKS
truck
T50.
turbo.
Yeah. Well, the correct term is HKS T51R.
Okay.
These are like
Truck
the,
turbos.
Sure. This is the second biggest turbo HKS made at the time. They're good for like 1,000 horsepower if you can spool it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which Carlos does have trouble spooling sometimes. It
Yeah.
spools at what, 6,000 he said, or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, they're pretty old technology. Carlos's is reworked, so it's a little bit better, but it's a cool factor.
Yeah.
There's none of these turbos left. No one's been able to buy a new one in 10 years. You know?
And he's got the whole interior done up too. No steering wheel because he likes the stock one, but he's got a lot of carbon fiber in there.
That's because the steering wheel he wants is $1,200.
Oh.
Used.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why.
So
Coming soon.
everything's coming together around here. The white GTR's coming together. I'm glad I got everything put onto that now and like mocked up. And we're just putzing around today, same as usual. This motor for this great GTR is finally going back together, and we have to put the subframe back into the car and send it off to paint later this week or next week, and we'll just keep moving along on it. Hey guys, so HKS is here and they're checking out Jack's scooter, Carlos's car, the 33, the 34, and they're just hanging out. And that's probably about it for today because I've been talking a lot and I got a lot to edit now. So yeah, I'll definitely see you in the next one, and don't forget to subscribe.